In this video, we will learn that how to use multiple Kali Linux tools to achieve footprinting and reconnaissance. We will use built-in tools of Kali to start with this first one. So we have this kind of lab, and here we are given 6 tasks which we have to perform using multiple tools like Whois, like other ones. And then we will write this kind of pentesting report. We will learn how to write it. So what are different sections of this report, which tools we used, and so on. So which is usually presented to the clients. So this whole project, this whole working will be interesting. If you remember, last time we discussed that there are 5 phases of any attack. We have footprinting, we have scanning, the third one is gaining, and then maintaining access, and then clearing logs, or it contains reporting if it is a legal pen testing. So in this video, we will start with footprinting. We will learn multiple basic tools, and then we will move towards the advanced tools as well after this, like multi-go, harvester, GHDB. So in this lab, we are given a task to perform, which contains 6 subtasks. So like all our labs, here we have task, background, why we are doing what we are doing, and then the solution step by step on each page. So basically, these are 6 tools which have been given to us as task. Whois is used to find that, okay, who owns this target. The target we will use NetworkWalks, our own website. Where it lives, for example, we will use nslookup and dnsrecon. Then whatweb and curl, they will be used, and they are usually used to find what it runs. And then finally webwoof is used, that who is guarding the target. Just like a normal target, we need to find all the posture, and finally we have to write this kind of report based on our findings. So after the output of each tool, we will save the screenshot which will be embedded into the final report, and we will also save our information. So let's start. The first one. The first task says, please run Whois to find the domain registration detail. So we go to Kali Linux and we complete our first task. Let me close everything and start from scratch. So we start with terminal from here. Make it a little bit bigger. Press Ctrl+ to make it larger text. Okay, then very simple Whois command. Whois networkwalks.com. So we are asking Kali Linux tool to perform that, okay, who owns it. So a lot of useful information has been fetched by this tool. It tells us that, okay, what is the domain name, what is the registry domain ID, who is the owner, who is the host, and then a lot of other useful information as well. When was it registered, when was it renewed, on whose name it was renewed, what are the name server, very important for making the posture of the target. So what we should do to write a report, basically, so we should copy everything. Let me make it small so it is quick. So we can start from here and copy everything. So we can say copy the selection, then we can make a folder on our main windows, and we can create a new file, new text file. Let me delete the old ones. So we can make a new file, Whois results, enter, and then we can paste it inside the text file. Then we can save and close. So our results have been saved. Similarly, we can take a screenshot of here and we can put the screenshot into it. So all these screenshot and information will be used in our final report. So in this way, you guys can complete this whole lab, this whole module as a project. Everything is mentioned in here, and also in our previous sessions we have discussed it. So first one has been completed. The second tool, same, you have to run the command. The solution is there on page number 2. It says task number 2, fingerprint technology. Fingerprint means finding the information, and then we have to open the terminal. We have to run whatweb. So I'm starting with basic tools actually, this lab. So you don't have to be worried about the deep technical things. So we can say whatweb networkwalks.com. Whatweb is a little bit slow because it is based on the online available information, OSINT, open source intelligent based information. So be patient with it and give it time, like 5 minutes or so. Okay, I have cancelled it, and then, but for your case you have to get the full information. Same thing, copy the selection. We go here and we can say, okay, so this is my whatweb results. Documentation is very important. Why I am doing it here? Because I am teaching you guys as well how to document. That is the most important thing actually. So we can save again, take the screenshot, save it. So our 2 tasks have been done. Now let's move to the third task. The third tool is nslookup. Let me clear the screen. Okay. So the third one we have to run on networkwalks again. So we can say name server lookup for networkwalks.com. Enter, and usually it's a quick one. So it tells us the server, its address, and then the IP exactly as well. This is the DNS server which has given us the results. So we can note down this information as well, same like we did, copy and paste over there and take a screenshot. Then the next tool is fourth tool, which is curl. So we have to run this one to collect the information as well. So let me clear again. You can type clear to clear the terminal so that it's clean results. We can say curl -i and then networkwalks.com. So let me zoom out, control minus, and then this is the information. It tells us a lot of information about tokens, about a lot of information, and it reads the response headers and it checks which security headers are missing, so it can find the vulnerabilities as well. It is a data transfer tool for many protocols, and -i option sends a head request, so you get only the response headers and not the full page body. This is also useful information. Same, we can copy and we can save it in our text file and take the screenshot. Then the next tool is fifth one, which is WAF. WAF means Web Application Firewall. There are a lot of applications as well in the market from Cisco, from many companies, and this one is the tool which checks, okay, the target has installed which web application, means which antivirus or firewall has been installed on the target. And this is the logo. It makes it a little bit interesting for the new one. So let me clear the screen again, clear, and then we can run the command, same webwoof. If you want to see its options, so you can just type webwoof. It will give you the usage as well, how to use it, and it will show you the logo, everything clear. But the actual command which we are going to run is webwoof, and we can say networkwalks.com. So it is checking now which firewall is installed. So finally it has told us that okay, the firewall which is protecting currently on networkwalks, just like you have an antivirus and firewall on your laptop in Windows or Linux, similarly networkwalks, our target, is using Mod Security and Spider Labs Web Application Firewall. It is behind that firewall. So this information is also useful. Copy it and save in the text file. The last tool is enumeration for the DNS record. Again, this is called dnsrecon, and we can find a lot of information here as well. Same command, let me clear the terminal, and dnsrecon d and networkwalks.com. Okay, so it gives us again a lot of information. It says 8 records found. and minus D means domain, that okay, which domain we are going to. Capital list, we can give a word list, a file, minus N, so a lot of switches actually, and minus J means it saves as a JSON file. So a lot of options here as well, but we will run the basic command dnsrecon. So save it as well, and this completes our 6 tools. So then after completing all this information, basically we have to write this kind of report. So we have all the here we have all the information, and based on that, not this one, this one actually, penetration testing report. Here we can mention based on all our information. Remember, we were putting it all into one folder, so from that folder we can attach the screenshots, and then we can write this kind of report. The screenshots could be in the end. We can say these are the evidences. So basically it is like we have done the penetration testing, only the first phase of penetration testing on our target, on our client, with written permission. And whenever you are doing, you should have this kind of written permission letter from your target organization, from your client. They are saying, okay, we are explicitly giving you, this is a sample actually, letter of authorization or letter of approval, we can say. It says that you have the authorization, but which activities you shouldn't perform, what you are allowed to perform. So actual penetration testing, it happens after this one, a written approval from the official representative and the tester who is doing the company usually. So please do not perform any activity without this kind of official letter. The report format changes from client to client, but generally it should contain authorized activities and prohibited activities and some conditions. So let's say we have this letter already, then we conducted all these tests and we write this kind of report. The report has liability disclaimer that I have performed these activities where I had already secured the written permission. Very important. This thing you should highlight, that I already have the written permission. Introduction, what I have done, some tools used, which tools I use. This one actually I wrote a together report including scanning and reconnaissance. So that's why you might see reconnaissance. I will show you in the next video how to do it. And then some activities, you can write the detail. Okay, I have performed this. I did the nslookup, whatever information we saved based on that I have run these tools, and this is the report. And then risk analysis. Okay, what could happen if you do not solve these kind of problem? The server IP addresses are identifiable, HTTP technical information is exposed, web application firewall technology is identifiable, anyone can find about it. So, and these are the risk levels, so medium, low and medium. Then we give this information, this report we present to our client, and they can correct these mistakes, or they can give the contract even to you to do the patching, do the corrections, or their internal IT, their cybersecurity team will do. Some recommendation what they can do in long term, not only correct these ones, but they can also improve security posture based on that. And then conclusion, we can say during this whole exercise, actually the example is of week 2 of cybersecurity internship program, but you can write here that during this one I have performed this activity and I learned all of this. Then you can give the evidences to the client that okay, my report is based on these evidence, because without evidence your report is not much useful. So these are evidences showing that this is the information which is publicly available. Please correct this one. So I'll share the link of this sample report in the comments of this video. Plus, you guys can also perform this kind of testing where you have permission and you can make a repository on the GitHub as well. This one. So this is a sample repo I created for you guys. This is same thing as our penetration testing, but it is a sample. So here, same thing. I did the footprinting, liability disclaimer. I didn't perform anything Bad activity, this is all legal and ethical activity with permission. Then the introduction, which tools I use, same like your report. So you can copy and paste your report in here, and then evidence is collected. So this will be like a solid work for your long term, that you have the experience to perform penetration testing and doing the report. Without reporting, if you have skills, the recruiters, the hiring managers, they will not know if it is written only in the CV. But here, if the recruiters will say, then if it's a junior position, initial position, definitely you are a good candidate for it. Similarly, you can create a LinkedIn post based on that, and you can also post this in a LinkedIn post. So you can create this kind of post on LinkedIn. You can post a video, a moving video, a short one, and you can write in detail everything, and you can share a screenshot of your pen test report. Please make sure you do not put any real IP addresses, servers, or any real information. You can mask it or blur it before uploading, so that you are safe from moderation. So I hope this is useful for you. Good luck. You can now perform the practicals yourself. I'll put the GitHub, LinkedIn, all the links in the description. So please complete this module, this lab, this project task, and share the link. Liability disclaimer. Please note that these study materials are for education and research purposes only. By continuing, you confirm that you have read this disclaimer and accept full responsibility for your actions.